And hello there folks, RJB here from RJB TV, and oh boy do I have a surprise for you. I completely forgot I had this lying around, but look at this. It's gonna be Stork against Burgersasu, an actual Starcraft legend who has been around since 2005, has won multiple premier tournaments, and has a lot of second place finishes. This guy is an absolute legend among legends, arguably considered to be in the top 3 of all-time best performing StarCraft players. We've got ourselves something really amazing on our hands, and I'm glad that I found out that I had this lying around. But there's a caveat to this, and I'm getting myself into something quite extreme. But first, for the very first game, we've got Stork on the Protoss and Burgersasu on the Terran. They're playing on the new super map, and they're in a cross-map situation with Stork here on the blue Protoss. Let's go to red versus blue, and Burgersasu here on the bottom corner on the red Terran. Now, I'm getting myself into something ambitious, so to speak. Something really ambitious. Stork against Burgersasu, and this is going to be a game that is so damn long, it will actually be, and probably will forever and ever be, the longest single replay I've cast of my life, okay? This is most likely going to be the single longest replay of my life, and you'll find out how long this replay actually is, okay? This entire video is going to be 2 games, which means this game is going to be long, or both games are long, or maybe one game is very long and one game is very short. Bottom line, I have gotten myself into quite a bit of trouble, all to just bring you the epic battle that I hope and do believe this Stork against Burgersasu replay is going to be. And yes, this is the real Stork, a legendary StarCraft player, one of the best performing players of all time. Like, he's, in terms of performance, over his entire career, he's maybe only second to Flash in terms of achievements and performances. Maybe Nada as well. So Flash and Nada are arguably the only 2 players who outperform him. Maybe Bisu, maybe Jaedong, or maybe they're kind of just all equally in terms of victories, championship wins, and second place finishes. Just overall amazing, amazing track record. Burgersasu here is challenging him on the Terran. He's going for triple barracks. Goes for barracks first, but then supply depot, barracks, another supply depot, and a gas. So standard build order coming out from Burgersasu, and Stork is going for Nexus triple gateway, which I don't think is going to get him a lot of success with a rush, because this is a cross-map situation, and with cross-map situations you're usually looking at a reduced amount of effect or damage dealt with a gateway build order. Usually the best option you have is going for advanced technology pretty damn fast and hoping you can hit the Terran with reverse and Templar drops. That's usually the approach that we see having some success. So yeah, long replay ahead of us. But you and I together are going to make it through this, okay? We are going on this journey together, and I hope that I manage to maintain my sanity casting this, okay? This is going to take everything I've got, because this is going to be exhausting to the extreme. Stork, what are we looking for in Stork? I'd say game knowledge and micro skill. He's not known for being one of the faster pros, like he's kind of one of the slower professionals in terms of APM, but he uses his APM extremely efficiently, and most of all, he uses all of his knowledge to play extremely smart. Now the question of course becomes, how much experience does he have on the fastest map to use all that knowledge and experience to great effectiveness? Burgersasu is pretty much a fastest map Gosu in that sense, much like how Stork is a Gosu on the normal maps. But usually normal map professionals do really well on fastest map once they learn fastest map just a tiny little bit. Once they learn of what to do, what build orders to use, and how to attack and defend, and what to expect, they blow everyone out of the water, and I have high expectations of Stork who's going to try to get us around on those Marines, pulling those Zealots there to the sides. Marines are stimming out of there because they do have stim finished up. Firebats entering the mix. Stork knows his limit, so he's going to try to reduce the amount of Marines right here on the middle to buy time for the cannons being built in his choke. A couple more Zealots there moving out to buy more time. He really needs to buy a lot of time. This could end very quick. Because I did say one of the 2 games is a very long one, and it might in fact be game number 2. But the cannon finishes up. Burgersasu needs his medics to heal up his Marines first before he can commit to the fight, but now more cannons are finishing up. Going to try to break through. Zealots in the front buying time. Getting on top of the Zealots. Zealots are burning, being crisped, being absolutely toasted, and now getting on top of the cannons. But it looks like he bought himself just enough time as 2 more Zealots arriving there in the front, trying to end this, but oh no, Burgersasu is breaking through. 1 more cannon finishing up. Zealots are attacking. I think he's done it. I think he's protected the choke, barely though, but that is a big loss of cannons, Zealots, and Marines, and medics and firebats for both players. So Burgersasu loses a large chunk of his army. Stork successfully defends the front, but it did cost him quite a bit of investment. A lot of dead Zealots, and he's getting more Zealots. He's getting for 5 gateways, Cybercore in the back. He's getting a Templar's Archive as well, and a Zealot speed there on the Citadel of Adun. Level 1 attack there on the way on the Forge, and getting a Robotics as well. Looks like Stork has fastest map figured out pretty well, although he's going pretty hard on the gateways. Burgersasu returning back home with those Marines, splitting some Marines up over across the map. He's going to keep 1 on the middle and 2 on the sides. This 1 in the middle is there to see units leaving Stork's base, and these on the sides are there to see the shuttles that might be leaving the base over the sides. So far, we've had some excitement happening already, and I'm even more excited for all the excitement that these players will bring us to fill us with more excitement. And I'm using the word excitement a lot, but you know, I'm kind of excited. So I'm hoping to share the excitement with you and get you excited for this as well. And I wonder how many times I managed to put excited into that sentence, but it's probably like 20 times, maybe 15 times. It's way too damn high. Dark Templars moving across the map. No turret in the front, but it's being built, so he's exactly on time. Marine there in the front gets taken down. That does give away the fact there's a Dark Templar on the map. And the turret will finish up just in time. Zealot speed finished up there though for those Zealots. Dark Templar's going to try to walk through. A lot of Marines in the front, so he might just try to ignore the turret. He just ignores it, walks right in. Both Templars still alive. There's a scan in the back with energy. So he's going to try to surround those Dark Templars. Take them down, gets both of them at the same time. I wouldn't say disaster prevented, but at least he managed to prevent any damage from happening with those Dark Templars. So Stork here, he's macroing like an absolute monster. Professionals on fastest map have insane macro potential. Look at him spending all that money coming right into the bank. Already mining from 5 assimilators though. That's a lot of assimilators, a lot of gas. How is he spending all that gas? It's Dark Templars, it's Storm, it's Templars, and it's Zealots. They're in the front. Although they don't cost gas, they do cost quite some minerals, and he's producing pretty damn fast. So fast, he's currently supply blocked. Already getting cannons on the side, already has cannons against tank drops. He's covering every single option that Burgersasu has quite effectively. He's flying in with the dropship. Gonna try to unload those tanks. Finds the sweet spot, but too far away to hit any of the probes, so Burgersasu, despite finding a sweet spot, can't get a hit off on those probes. So that's a little bit of... it's just a good reaction, a good preparation there from Stork. Getting a lot of cannons on the side as well. A large unit army here on the front. There's a small little supply depot wall. We have nothing inside the bunkers. Marines are now entering, although I do think he could have used some firebats right in there. But 130 supply there for Stork. Supply blocked still at the moment. Burgersasu on 90, also almost supply blocked. But he's got a pretty healthy base at the moment. He's got triple factory, 1 starport, 5 barracks, engineering bay, turrets on the sides, supply depots in the back, and triple command center with scan. And here, Stork ready to attack, ready to break through. How is he going to do? Not too well, because he turns around and doesn't want to fight. Not yet. He wants more Zealots to come from his Dragoons. He wants more Dragoons coming from across the map to break through that choke. He's just going to go for a simple mass attack with level 1 attack there on those gateway units. Still needs Dragoon range there though. He's going to go for starports. Right there is a starport. getting more robos, so yeah, he probably recognizes that a frontal attack on Burgersasu might not be the best method of killing him. So he's switching things up, splitting up his army on the middle. Going to clear out the map from vision that is plaguing him. Scans coming down there from Burgersasu on the front. Sees a lot of Templars, double shuttles, so drops are surely to be on the way very soon. So again, a couple more of those barracks. Double engineering base, going to get double upgrades there. Force Marines already on 0-0, soon to be on 1-1. I don't see any armories yet, so no tank upgrades yet on the way. Largely relying a lot of Marines. Or his vision up on the high ground there on the sides. Not a lot of action happening at the moment. Stork is taking his time, preparing everything, setting everything into motion, putting everything into place with his 63 probes. Might need about 73 though, so a couple more would do him good. But it's a trend that pro players tend to not get 70 probes, but they stay at around 55 to 65. That's what I most often see them do. He's got a big drop there, ready to be loaded up and sent across, with a mass attack going to happen at the same time as well. Burgersasu is still building up 160 supply, 4 factories, 6 barracks, and yeah, he's just filling out his base, slowly maxing out, making sure he's got enough SCVs to meet all of his mineral and gas demands. Getting command center number 4 as well, might get number 5 on the top. Where Stork now has level 2 attack finished up, which is probably the fastest level 2 attack I've seen on a fastest map game. Getting Arbiter Tribunal here in the back. Somewhere in the back. Right there it is. On triple gate, Stargate at the moment. Getting pylons all across the map for vision to make sure that nothing escapes his watchful eye. Because Stork is known for having a very watchful eye. Still needs shuttle speed to finish up there though. He only just started it, so that is a small little oversight, a mistake by Stork that I wasn't really expecting. But he might just unload here on the side or maybe in the front. He's got 2 big options. Break through the front and unload on the front, or wait for shuttle speed, which also is going to give Burgersasu a little bit more time to go bigger and stronger. Not exactly what he needs, but maybe perhaps what he has to do. Sometimes giving your opponent a little bit more time to have a little bit more time yourself is the right approach. Stork here, yeah, he's just waiting for that shuttle speed, whereas Burgersasu getting locked down. Got a covert ops add-on, might get some ghosts for lockdown on carriers and shuttles. Everything is pretty much already in place, except of course he needs a couple more factories. But yeah, he's looking pretty good. 87 SCVs, he's rich. And Stork saving up a bank. Just finishing up his base. He's waiting for Burgersasu to leave. He's waiting for Burgersasu to leave his base. But Burgersasu is feeling comfortable. Burgersasu knows that Stork has an army on the middle. So he's not just going to move out until he is ready to reproduce that entire army that he will probably lose when he enters the middle. And his own upgrades are actually pretty much behind on schedule. The Marines are on 1-1. Might soon be on 2-2. The tanks are still getting their upgrades, getting more factories, and 8 in total at the moment. Gonna get 10, maybe going for 14. And Stork just moving back and forth. He's just waiting for Burgersasu to pull the trigger. One of these 2 players has to pull the trigger on the fight to start. And Stork is using his time where Burgersasu is not moving. Got a couple more gateways. A lot of gateways. Only has 2 Stargates at the moment. Drop comes in from the north. Shuttle speed is finished up. Going right for the SCVs. Burgersasu not pulling away, trying to rely on Marines, but is forced to pull away, although not as... Oh, the Templars are reloading. Templars are storming, but Templars not really killing anything. Kills 3 of those SCVs. So Burgersasu defends the drop without much ado, without much trouble, because he had so much time to prepare for that very first drop. The top corner did get cleared out. Now a frontal attack happening as well, but doesn't achieve too much. So that drop, sadly for Stork, doesn't really do too much. And that's good for Burgersasu, because now Burgersasu can start finishing his base and start moving out for the attack. Stork there is prepared though. Stork is prepared to hit him hard when he moves out. He's prepared for it. He's waiting for it. He's been biding his time. Getting a proxy gateway base here as well. The Stork is just building as much as he can. While Burgersasu is now finally deciding to move out, he feels confident in his ability to push across the map and get himself a victory in the back. Does 1-1 for the tanks. I think 2-2 for the Marines. 1-2 for the Marines, in fact. EMPs on some Templars. Did they dodge that? It looks like only 2 of them got hit, so it starts morphing Archon. Storming on the Marines. Marines are absolutely garbage against the Storms. So a lot of Marines do go down with very little effort there from Stork, and Stork is known for very accurate Storm placement. He's been so accurate with the Storms that Burgersasu feels the need to return back home. This is a big army trying to break through. More EMPs came down on the Templars, so no more Storms left in the bag. But he's coming in with that Gateway Army, and more Gateway Army coming from across the map from the base, ready to enter and join the fight and run Burgersasu over. But Burgersasu has a pretty good configuration of factories here that make it difficult for those Zealots and Dragoons to get in between and hit the tanks. Damn it, so difficult to pronounce. It's difficult to get on top of the tanks, to hit them and kill them. But he's made some progress. He's broken through the front door, killing some turrets, killing some units. He's pushed Burgersasu back to his own main base. Whereas he's mass-producing Arbiters, Shuttles, and Zealots, and Templars arguably as well. Although it's actually just Zealots. It's 28 Zealots at the same time. But that's a lot of gateways there from Stork. Mines are in the front. No detection. Army comes in. Archon is pretty damn good against mines. Just kills the mines without much issue. I like that. He comes in with that Zealot army, but there's so many tanks, those Zealots are not going to achieve much. There's a big Arbiter there in the front, but flying right into the raids. Gonna get taken down. Sad but true. Arbiters don't achieve too much. So far, Stork hasn't quite had a lot of success. He's low on minerals though. He's low on minerals because he has only 63 ropes. So he might build a couple more probes soon. Maybe he's going to stay on 63. Drop there, comes in over the front, starts unloading on top of the tanks. That's a great unload. Going to kill a lot of those tanks in between the factories. But there's still a lot of tanks behind the factories. So even though that unload was pretty damn good, Burgersasu having no trouble keeping up with the production, keeping up with the mass attacks, keeping up with defending himself. So cute Gateway army there on the side. More Dragoons there. I think they have pretty damn good upgrades at the moment. Already in 113. Burgersasu will soon be on 2-2 there for the factories. Lifting up all those barracks. He's got 2 ghosts there in the back for lockdowns. Mines being placed on the middle. Stork's army is clashing and running headfirst into that tank army. And Burgersasu once again forced to retreat because that's a lot of gateway units coming from across the map. Getting right on top of the tanks. Right on top of the tanks, and yeah, they're all gonna die. Pretty big army there coming right through, and Burgersasu now feeling the heat, returning back to the factories. He's gonna siege up in between and make sure those Zealots are gonna have a tough time getting on top. Mines in the front, Wraiths in the air. That's a lot of Wraiths, and he's gonna go for a Wraith bomb on the Nexus. That's what I'm feeling and seeing, because I do see a lot of Wraiths and some Vessel with EMP. Great defensive matrix on the front. Wraiths coming in to finish off the Dragoons. Tanks in the back are largely dead and gone. There's only 4 tanks left alive. This is a lot of Wraiths. Observers coming in. Observers are pretty damn good against those Wraiths, but they do get sniped out of the air pretty easily with a scan. More tanks spawning. Burgersasu is actually being pushed to his limits here because this is pretty damn difficult to keep up with. That's a lot of gateway units just coming non-stop from across the map. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. Stork is using quite a simple approach, but simple approaches are sometimes pretty damn good. So Wraiths flying across the map. Does he have anything in the back? Yes, a lot of cannons. No Templars though, but a lot of cannons all over the place. So I'm not too sure if those Wraiths are going to kill that Nexus. He's going to try though. He's going to try, but not sure if he can achieve it. And he's got some Templars here in the front. Units are pulling back. He's expecting him to kill the proxy base, but he's not going to go for the proxy base. He's going to go for the main base. Comes in over the top corner there. Dragoons in between. Wraiths are taking heavy damage. And he changes his mind, changes direction to the front. Maybe there's a shuttle. No shuttles. Those Wraiths didn't really do too much. They actually did nothing at all except dying without putting up much of a fight. So Stork prepared himself really well for that cheesy Wraith bomb with an EMP on the Nexus. Nexus probably going to stay alive for the remainder of the game. Just a prediction. Just a prediction. Let's hope I didn't jinx it. So once again, Stork on the middle, waiting for Burgersasu to move out, because he knows that running his units headfirst into that minefield and those tanks probably won't have much success. And it looks like Burgersasu has got another group of raids ready to go. So he might try again. Got mind control on the way there for Stork. Some Bergs, some engineering base there hanging on the side, giving additional vision. And while we're waiting for a fight to happen, I'm actually going to take a drink. Feels like a great moment. Let's just click on a Dragoon there and see what it's up to. So yeah, we're just looking at a mating dance, going back and forth, waiting for the right moment where Stork tempts Burgersasu, coaxes him out of his base into the middle of the map, where they will have a beautiful confrontation of romance and love. Soon, he's moving out, mine's on the middle. He's laying out the groundwork, the foundation for a push forward. Cannons are being built on the middle. Pokes his head out. Sees a large army coming for him. Observers, of course, do detect those mines. So the mines end up not doing too much. But this might have just pulled Stork into going for a frontal attack. Nope, it has not. Yeah, this is going to be up to Burgersasu to attack. It's going to be up to Burgersasu to attack across the map and hit Stork. Stork hasn't really gone for any more drops since the one attempt at a drop. Maybe he doesn't believe in it. Maybe he believes that Burgersasu's defenses are too strong for that. I would highly advise him to still keep trying it, although now Burgersasu is setting up in the middle, trying to push into the middle. But that's a lot of Gateway Army coming right for him. Maybe a little bit too much Gateway Army for him to deal with. He's got those raids in the air though and pulls back to his double arbiter. More units are now being produced there back at home. Upgrades are almost all complete. So on 223, soon to be within about 10 or 15 seconds on 333. Tanks are on 2-2, will soon also be on 3-3. Air for Stork is currently on 1-2-1. He's building an absolutely humongous carrier proxy base with cannons all over the place here on the 12 o'clock spawn location. Burgersasu scanning the map, sees the frontier, sees the middle. Sees a nice collection of Arbiter, Cloaked, Dragoons, Archons, and Zealots. Gets the stasis there onto those raids. Not all of them though. He's going to have to move very soon. Burgersasu's 3-3 on the tank is going to be quite dangerous. Snipes the Arbiter, pulls right back. Vessel there are looking for an EMP on something. He's going to try to get an EMP on that Arbiter. Gets in, gets the EMP off, and no energy for that Arbiter anymore. So pretty good move there. But Burgersasu is feeling a little bit too anxious about moving further. But he's also the kind of player to not like having to sit around too long. Even though it might not yet be the best moment, he feels the need for speed. So he goes right in. Armies clashing. Zealots are largely going down pretty damn fast. Can't quite get the Arbiter. Scans ahead. Dragoons are clearing out the frontal portion of that tank army, but pulls right back as more reinforcements are coming into the middle. A couple stray Zealots and Templars there going for the attack. Nope, pulls back into the middle. Getting mass carriers. And now the thing with Stork is he is actually one of the most amazing carrier micro players in the world. I've got very high expectations of what he can do with his carriers. Even though they don't yet have maxed out upgrades, they're still in the process of getting upgrades. So I'm going to try to slow Burgersasu down with some storms on those tanks. Storms are pretty damn good against tanks. Tanks cannot avoid them. Really pretty damn strong. Two more arbiters there in the middle. Buying time for the carriers to arrive. Burgersasu is not planning on giving him the time to, because he's pushing across the middle at full force, at full speed. The need for speed is fully operational. He's feeling it in his blood. The adrenaline is rushing through, back and forth. So Stork so far hasn't quite managed to really put a significant amount of pressure up onto Burgersasu, but the carriers I do feel are going to put a change to that, although he still has to get carrier capacity upgrade finished up. Fights on the middle, his army with gateway units is just too small to really put up a fight against those tanks. And Burgersasu just killed a lot of his SCVs, putting them all in the minerals because he has a lot of gas. No longer needs gas income. What he needs right now is just some minerals and a huge ground tank army to probably push across the map. Although those storms right there are really damn good. I think that killed about 10 or so tanks, so that's pretty damn good of a storm. Carriers finishing up there on the top corner. Well, on the top middle, not on the top corner. This is the middle of the map. And now Burgersasu knows he's going to clear that out. Zealots coming from the side, tanks sieging up. Those Zealots not going to do too much, but the carriers coming in from the north. Interceptor capacity finished up. Interceptors are still in production though. But there's nothing here that can kill air units. There's no Goliaths, no raids. Well, the raids are in the back, but the number is so damn small. Those carriers are going to have a pretty good day killing all this stuff. Although there's no observer. There's no observer. EMP comes down. Oh, huge oversight there from Stork for getting the observer. He's just gonna try to kill as much as he can while his observer arrives on the scene. Just in time, one carrier goes down. Carrier number 2 there in danger. Goliath's arriving as well, having trouble shooting on the carriers. Trying to fight back, but interceptors still largely in production. Got 10 carriers in total being built. So that lack of not having that one observer really took the wind out of his sails. Those carriers could have completely obliterated all those tanks, but no observer. Kind of came back to bite him in the ass. He's building a lot of them at the moment. The one observer he had right there goes down. Carrier's not having a great day here, not having a great day at all. Turning to the cannons there though, hoping the cannons will provide enough detection against the raids, but the carrier's getting destroyed. Burgersasu pushing like a madman, getting control over this 12 o'clock base. Carriers are in danger of getting taken down, being depowered. Stork has to start changing his plans, changing what he had in mind. 2 orbiters are on the way. Carriers, a couple more carriers are finishing up just in time before the stargates and the pylons go down. So he will have a pretty good carrier army. Might need some shield batteries. Not sure if he will build them, because on normal maps you kinda never build shield batteries, but on the fastest map they are pretty damn amazing. Pretty damn amazing. So yeah, proxy base, he put a lot of effort into building, getting taken down. A couple more carriers spawning on the side. Target firing on those Goliaths, microing back and forth on the hill. The back and forth micro on the hill is pretty damn annoying when you're a Terran. He's got a lot of them observers. Observers do largely stay alive. Raids hunting down the carriers. Forced to turn around there though as they go a little bit too far. Carriers return fire. A lot of Goliaths on the scene right here. He's got a pretty good gateway army there on the side as well, waiting to strike from the back. Just trying to buy as much time with these carriers as he can. Raids pick off one more carrier. Great fight here. Good micro as well. Zealots there in the front just balling up. Arbiters also in production. He's trying to just finish the last remaining 6 carriers. He just wants to finish those last remaining 6 carriers. And the micro here, oh, the micro is so damn good with those carriers. Even though it's only 5, now 6. Even though it's only 6 carriers, he's clearing and killing out so many Goliaths. He's dancing on the maximum attackable range with those carriers pretty much all the time. The true master of his craft. The true master of the Starcraft, as one might say. So gateway units coming out, tanks sieging up, arbiters waiting, joining up with the carriers. Rebuilding the cannons in the top corner. I guess it stays down on some Goliaths. That's going to help him out, pushing and killing this army here, because he really has to kill this army. There's one thing he has to kill, and it is this tank army on the middle. So the carriers have saved the carrier proxy base for now, although it is still in danger of going down. There's more Goliaths coming from Burgersasu's base to join the fray here on the north. We're only 28 minutes into this game. We still have quite a long way ahead of us. Keeps on dancing. Got the fancy feet with the carriers' fancy feet. How many carriers does he have at the moment? 9 right there, and 2 more here for a total of 11. Micro is pretty damn on point. He's trying to intercept reinforcements. His largely Dragoons, well, largely Goliaths, and Goliaths not that great against Dragoons and Zealots. Tanks are returning back home to try and make sure the gateway units going for a backstep attack are not going to be a problem by cutting off the supply line, but Dragoons are destroying the Goliaths. So that goes a little bit better there for Stork. Also, most of the carriers still alive. Really good back and forth dancing with the carriers on the hill. Raids coming in, trying to snipe. Can't snipe. EMP on the carriers, losing their shields. A little bit easier to kill right now. Raids go right back in. But nope, the dancing is too good. The dancing is too damn good. The Dragoons here have pushed those Goliaths back to their base, but now they've done their job. So yeah, bought some time to prevent reinforcements from arriving. And Stork now gonna try to rebuild that carrier proxy base. So yeah, this is largely going to be a pure macro-micro battle between these two. I'm not going to see the fancy drops, it's going to be fancy carrier micro. Taking those raids out of the air, Zealots on the low ground. Interceptors distracting from the Zealots. That's the one great thing about Zealot carrier. The Goliaths can trip out when you don't attack them all the time. His micro is so good with the carriers. The Dragoons coming from the top, not a lot of tanks in the mix. Got some ghosts for a lockdown, but they're retreating. They're waiting for their opportunity to get some damn good lockdowns on those carriers. Yeah, Stork is doing a great job of keeping Burgersasu backed, well, away from his base, to say it correctly. Sniping the ghost, lockdown's not happening, very accurate precision there. Goliaths are next. Carriers, he's got 11 carriers, or maybe 9? 12 carriers. The effectiveness of these 12 carriers is so damn high. And a small amounts of Dragoons and Goliaths on the ground, Zealots and Dragoons, are assisting a tiny bit in hurting and killing those Goliaths. More raids coming out. Raids on the chase. Gonna kill the Observer. Observer goes down. Has to run for the hills. Run for the cannons. Run for protection. Raids are doing massive, big damage on those carriers. Carriers arrive at the cannons. Time to fight back. More carriers arriving in the mix. He's slowly rebuilding that carrier proxy base. Got 8 carriers alive at the moment. Make it 9. Dark Templars on the middle. He's pulling them to the side, gonna wait for the attack to backstab. Gonna wait for the opportunity to go for an attack from the back, or he's gonna go for the counter attack into the main base. Oh, he's putting them in the choke. Pretty smart, catching reinforcements that are trying to enter the middle. We're also using a couple Dark Templars on the middle itself to reduce the amount of tanks and Goliaths. Pretty good stuff now, entering from the backside. Going for the tanks, or going for anything he can. And they do go down in the end. The Stork is buying himself a pretty good amount of time. And Burgersasu is actually putting SCVs back on the gas, because he burned through most of his gas. So that's kind of slowing him down a bit, having to recover his gas income, because, well, he was gambling and betting on just winning the game with a huge army. Stork now on 50 probes, killing some of his probes over time because his bank is pretty big, and when you got carriers, you don't really need a lot of income. This fight here going very well for Stork already. Got the Observers there in the mix. Too many Observers to kill. Raid's getting taken down. One more Observer flying away. Doesn't kill it. Observer micro is tight. I like it. I like it. Burgersasu's gas is in trouble. His minerals are dropping pretty fast as well. It's going to have to get back to about 60 SCPs if he wants to be able to keep up with Stork's army. Because really, those carriers are damn cheap to upkeep and maintain. Look at the beauty of that carrier interceptor micro. This is really high level carrier control. Raids coming in, trying to snipe, but nope, they can't. Observer on the scene. Dancing on the hill. really has the fancy feet, twinkle toes. Making those moves left and right, tippy toe. And here we go. Raids coming in, snipe one carrier. Carriers do retreat. Burgersasu is really playing at the maximum of his potential here, trying to combat those carriers on the high ground. They're so damn annoying. You cannot target them with Goliaths when they're on the high ground if you don't have vision of them. And the raids don't seem to be doing enough of a job here against the carriers. So 12 carriers in a group once again. Observer scouting ahead, sees a large army of Goliaths still on the middle of the map, still waiting for his gas to get back in order. But Gumball's trying to join in. Gets scanned. Carrier proxy base has somewhat recovered, but it's only 5 Stargates, so not fully recovered, but there's something there at least. His main base, well, still largely gateways and a couple Stargates and a lot of cannons to protect those corners and sides. He's building Corsairs now. Corsairs will destroy the raids. 2 Ghosts, 3 Ghosts are in the mix for lockdowns. Largely Goliaths as the remaining bread and butter. Did he try to EMP but miss it? Oh, there's the EMP, hits it. Goes into the high ground. Shield batteries would really help him out right now. Carrier army taking heavy damage. Observers are in the back there. Big clash happening in the choke point, in the chokeway. Corsairs hunting down the raids running away. Goliaths running away as well because Zealots on the low ground are pretty damn effective with those interceptors in the air. One more carrier went down. He's got 11 of them in total at the moment. 12, make it 12. And yeah, just the carrier micro is just keeping Burgersasu from entering. Just goes to show how effective good carrier control can be. And even though Stork only has 50 probes in total, of which most on, well, half on the gas, half on the minerals, I'd say, his bank keeps growing bigger and bigger because he's never really losing carriers. Like, it's so cheap to play carriers. It's so cost efficient, specifically with the micro. Some great storms on Goliaths. The Burgersasu economy is somewhat recovering, still on 44 SCVs, but he's not losing a lot of units. Comes right back in. Raids trying to kill as many carriers as he can. Gets 1, gets 2. His shields being gone makes it really easy. Gets 3. Tries to go for number 4. Microing backwards. Gets number 5. Gets 5 in total. That's a huge, huge hit. More carriers on the way there though. Building some cannons on the top side. Burgersasu can't quite break through. He's still betting and gambling on his bigger army winning him the game. But actually, their worker counts are virtually the same. So, yeah, there's kind of like equal army size against equal army size. If only Stork had shield batteries though. Only he had shield batteries would help him out so much. So still dancing very precisely on that narrow hillside. Like, just let me showcase it. Let me showcase it. It's so difficult to kill carriers that are flying back and forth across the hills. Although now he's knocking on the front door. A lot of dragoons there though. Carriers on the side, storms coming down. Corsairs hunting for raids and vessels, but there's no vessels or raids to be seen. Tries to break through the front there, but those dragoons are just so damn good against Goliaths, and there's only 2 tanks in the mix there in the front, and a couple more rolling up, going to try to assist in breaking through. Now carriers coming once again from the top side. It's a lot of 6 of them. Disruption webs on the low ground. All over the place. And Templar dragoons coming from the top, coming from the front, from every direction. Tanks in the back there though, offering so much support. Or as Goliaths, allowing those Goliaths to try and target fire largely and mostly on the carriers, but it's just not enough. Stork is once again breaking through over the middle. Actually, he's pushing Burgersasu back home, because Burgersasu's 44 SCVs are simply not enough to keep up with Stork's bank and army. So now we're back on 11 carriers in the air. Burgersasu successfully retreating, forced to retreat Stork successfully repels that huge army of Goliaths back to where they came from. To the corner, and Burgersasu now is building SCVs like a madman because his bank is too low to keep up with that attack and micro. Down to 160 supply, 170 now. He's quickly recovering, but his minerals and gas both quite low. His gas actually quite okay, just his minerals are limiting him with his production. Observers are not here. Observers are not here. Observers are away from the carriers. Oh no, if the observers were right here, right now, those carriers would be absolutely obliterating, but now they're instead getting destroyed themselves, pushed back. Stork gives up on the carriers. If only those observers were still right there. This attack might have killed Burgersasu, who's struggling with his army size. But the observers were right here, back at home. So big mistake there from Stork, or maybe they just finished up because they all went down. But yeah, that is going to save Burgersasu's life. Burgersasu stays alive, stays in the game. Like, if those carriers had not gone down like that, I really do think Stork could have pushed for the victory against an economically struggling Burgersasu. So yeah, the gamble with killing your own SCVs for more supply space is a dangerous one. Because at some point, you're going to run out of money. And at some point, you're not going to be able to keep up with production. And at some point, you stand and face the chance of getting run over by a Protoss with a pretty damn strong army. So carriers being built back at home. Burgersasu preventing the push into the choke by sniping observers that are trying to detect the mines for the dragoons to kill. Arbiter on the side. Can find a way in. There's a lot of turrets on both sides. And the vision from those engineering base and barracks as well. And once again, we have a small little moment, a small little break to grab a drink and refresh the vocals. Burgersasu's economy has recovered. Mass Wraith Bomb on the side. Gonna try to get that Nexus once again. Gonna try to fly over the front where there's the least cannons towards his goal. Is he gonna do it? Looks like Stork has figured out. He saw something. No, he hasn't. He doesn't know. Storky doesn't know. Storky doesn't know. Raids coming in. Carriers returning back home. Gonna try to save the day. EMP on the Nexus. Nexus has no shields left. Shields are getting blown apart. Nexus goes down within the blink of an eye. And now the Wraiths, in turn, are going to try to get Nexus number 2. They won't be able to, though. They won't be able to, but that was a pretty damn effective hit. Now, Stork is still a long way from being in economic problems. He's still, quite rich, 20,000 minerals. He's got those carriers in the air that are so damn cost-efficient in his hands. So I don't see him dying to this yet, but it might come back to haunt him if this game goes on for too damn long. So we're already 42 minutes in, and we're just past the halfway point, I believe. Just past the halfway point. Now imagine if Stork had the expertise of shuttle drop proficiency under his belt. He would really be doing a number on Burgersasu here. Raids hunting down the Arbiter, but Arbiter dancing back and forth, avoiding damage. Observer still there on the scene, helping those carriers detect the raids, and now he's going in for the attack from the top side. Time to kill those turrets. Time to flip the script. Burgersasu goes from attacking to defending. Lockdown on the carriers, on the, what do you call it again, Arbiter. Lockdown on the carrier in the back, but there's still too many carriers on the scene. Ghosts are moving topside. Gonna try to lock down those carriers. You gotta get in range though. He's dancing on the edge of the range of those ghosts and those carriers. Dancing on the exact edge of possibility. The edge of infinity. The ghost getting sniped from maximum range. This is just such precise carrier micro. And it looks like Stork has opened himself up a way, a path. Oh, lockdown's now finally hitting. He re-lockdowned the Arbiter. That's really impressive stuff. The carrier's still there in the air, still waiting for the moment to strike, and maybe hit that command center. Fight happening on the middle. Burgersasu's army on the middle, not getting too far. Not getting too far. A lot of tanks are still in the back, waiting for this Gaoi army to strike. Carrier's now getting hunted down, joining up with more observers, but observers getting sniped pretty much immediately. Now the carriers once again in danger. Storms happening all over the place, dodging the storms. No observers once again. Dancing with the raids, got the fancy feet, dodging the storms. Storms are still hitting pretty hard though, because raids have such little HP to survive with. Now pushing through. Carriers still in the air. Observers come across the map. Carriers getting out of stasis, getting hunted down by the raids though. Raid hit squad is doing their job. Yeah, got Stork there. Entering Burgersasu's base with great, amazingly placed storms. But the raid dance is also such a beauty to behold. He's just dancing non-stop, showing off his skills with the raid micro. And all the carriers do go down right before observers arrive on the scene. Now the goons are in the front, trying to kill as much as they can. Just a couple of factories going down there in the front. Just a couple of them. Yeah, Stork building another wave of carriers back at home. And getting about 32, maybe 33 Zealots and Dragoons combined. Yeah, he's rebuilding. He's rebuilding his army. And Burgersasu with 81 SCVs currently is rebuilding his bank. So I do predict that once Burgersasu hits about 15,000 minerals and 7 or 10,000 gas, he's going to kill his workers again and go for the same gamble as before in trying to have a bigger army than Stork. Stork, though, going to try to buy some time for those carriers to arrive. With this big Gaoi army, 4 carriers already finished up, 3 more on the way, Arbiter in production as well. No storms in the mix this time around. A lot of observers again to make sure those raids are not going to hurt him again. As the raids have been a bane in his side, a thorn in his side, the bane of his existence. This game, the raids have kept Burgersasu alive time and time again. That Gaoi army though, that Gaoi army is blasting right through. Tanks, vultures, Goliaths, everything getting completely destroyed by a pretty damn strong Dragoon army. Burgersasu once again pushed back to his main base. So the middle has been cleared, back under Stork's control. His bank still really big, despite having just one nexus to mine minerals with, from a distance. Okay, it's growing smaller slowly, because he did have 21,000 about 5 or 6 minutes ago. Now he's on about, I'd say 17,000. So yeah, it's hurting him slightly. But he still has a lot of time to burn through all those minerals. Still has a lot of time on his hands. I kind of like that Stork is not really building too much on the map. He's kind of purely focused on making and controlling units. And he's doing it very effectively. I think most effectively I've seen out of anyone so far. Because he hasn't hurt the Terran economically, but he's overpowering the Terran with pure control and macro. And that is highly impressive. I've not seen many players hold Burgersasu back for this long. And this game is gonna go on for a little while longer than this. It's gonna go on for a little while longer. So carries coming from the top side there. The micro starting once again. Gateway units underneath. Observers in the air. Raids coming in. Mass raids. A lot of raids. Splitting up. Trying to prevent stasis, but he gets half the group. Observers still there on the scene. Dragoons there on the low ground. Carriers destroying their raids. There's too many observers. Too many Dragoons. Too many carriers. Now Stork's gonna have a field day pushing forward. He's constantly microing those observers. Raids don't stand a chance, and not enough Goliaths here remaining on the ground, so he pulls back yet again. Like, the carrier control and the observer control is just too damn good for Burgersasu to break through, and Burgersasu, once again, gambling with his life, gambling with the economy, killed 35 of his SCVs. 35 SCVs dead and gone, so 46 left alive yet again. Going to try to lowball the economy and overpower Stork with his superior army. Can he do it? That's the big question. Oh, Stork is breaking through. Goliaths are in the front and in the middle. His only raids are back at home to defend. Killing everything he can, going straight for the observers. Observers getting sniped there in the back. One of them escapes. It gets taken down as well. Another Carius once again on the middle with no detection to kill those raids. So he's just going to kill whatever he can with those carriers. Just attack move into this choke point and kill as many ground units as he can. Just get as much use of them, out of them, as he can. Queuing up more carriers back at home, 7 of them in total. And also building a big Gateway army that is going to have to buy him more time. Yet again, because a huge army from Burgersasu on the middle, waiting, ready to push across. And hopefully for Burgersasu, kill the Stork. He's going to kill the Stork man. But does he have permission to die? So Zealot's there, going to try to buy some time. Going to try to buy some time. His time is what he needs. He's got 5 carries in the back. Or maybe 6? 7 EMP hits. No shields. No detection. So there's cannons in the back. So all he has to do is move backwards a little bit and catch those raids, overextending. Tanks pushing forward. This looks like a very strong push. How is Stork going to survive this one? I'm not too sure. I don't know if he will. I don't know if he can. This looks like a game-ending push. Although there's a small little army entering the middle, gonna cut off the supply line. Cut off the supply line. It's largely Goliaths. Goliaths not that great. Dancing back and forth. Cannons going down. Got observers in the air. Raids waiting and looking for their opportunity to strike on those carriers, but he's just returning and retreating to the cannons very effectively. Raids getting taken out of the air. Goliaths arriving on the scene, but units in the middle are being intercepted. Stork with the interception on those Goliaths coming across. He's trying to chase down the carriers, but the carriers just keep retreating every single time those raids try to hit them. So even though that looked like a game-ending push, those units on the middle intercepting the Goliaths, which Dragoons are pretty damn good at. Oh, trying to dodge the storms with the fancy feet movements, but only one stayed alive, and this one's going to get taken down as well. More raids arriving on the scene. Gonna try to kill at least 1 carrier. Hunting them down. 1 goes down. Gonna try to get number 2. Number 2 goes down as well. He found the low HP carrier. So now we got 4 carriers left alive and more spawning on the top side. And the middle here has been cleared out. Tanks all dead and gone except those 5. The Goliaths all got destroyed. Can't really phrase it any other way. They got destroyed. And Burgersasu once again burning through the minerals. His gas is pretty damn high though. We might be able to pull SCVs from the gas onto the minerals and get a pretty consistent and steady income. The raids, storms, Goliaths, and raids just don't do that well against storms overall. They just don't do that great against storms. Like, I think a storm does 112 or 125 damage. I think 125. Exactly the HP of a Goliath, actually. Once again, fighting on the hillside. Raids arrive. Courses in the mix. Raids don't stand a chance. They could take it down pretty quick. There's too many observers and Corsairs. Goliaths on the low ground trying to kill the carriers, but the carriers dancing on the high ground. Just let me showcase it once again how effectively this is. He's really dancing on maximum vision range on the hunt. Can't get the observers with the scan, so the carriers do survive and return back to the corner there. And yeah, he does win this fight over this choke point. Burgersasu wins the fight for this choke point. He's going to try yet again for the 2nd time, or maybe the 3rd or 4th time, to kill this proxy base here on the top. Raids arriving. Raids failing miserably. Getting pushed back. Tank setting up. Time to kill this proxy base. Can he do it? Carries on the side. Not having the best of success, but they're buying a whole lot of time. But there's just so many Goliaths on the low ground. Raids once again. Fishing for an opportunity. Fishing for an opportunity. Corsairs. It's just like the raids and courses are dancing back and forth. waiting for the other to make a mistake. Oh, gets a couple of raids. Oh man, there's so much micro going on. Stork is microing Corsairs and carriers at the same time. And he's microing both of them perfectly. That is so damn difficult. Microing Corsairs and carriers at the exact same time. I am impressed with the sheer amount of control. He's going for a backstep attack. While Burgersasu's entire army is on the top, Stork is going right for the main base. Burgersasu scanned it. He's going to have to retreat right about now because a huge army is knocking on a front door that is no longer there. It's a wide open house. He's arriving on the scene. There's no tanks. Tanks are spawning there though. Tanks are sieging up. But there's only a couple of Goliaths in between. He arrives on the scene. Horses in the air. This looks pretty damn bloody. This looks pretty damn dangerous. Carriers have protection. They're getting flanked by Goliaths in the back there though. He needs a whole lot more gateway units to arrive on the scene. He's going to focus on the units in the back first as the Dragoons are buying time in the front. Everything in the front is going down. He only has units here in the back. Tanks are sieged up, ready to intercept units that are trying to reinforce these gateway units and his carriers here inside of his own base. Burgersasu is in trouble. He only has raids, but the raids are fighting against Corsairs and they don't even stand a chance. Although, do they? Do they stand a chance? Oh yeah, they do. Raids win the fight. And now he's going to have to kill those observers first, though. Going for the carriers. Carriers getting hunted down. Carriers getting destroyed. Looks like Burgersasu is just save the base. Save the game. Carriers still fighting, still flying away, killing as many raids as he can. Kills the entire group. As how many carriers stay alive? 5. And Burgersasu successfully repels that mass attack. Backstep attack that arguably saved the proxy base as well, though not much is left of the proxy base. Not much is remaining here on the top side. And Burgersasu also burned through most of his money. Stork also burning through his money, but at a much slower pace. The carrier control is just allowing him to really just play on a small amount of income. He's just playing on a small amount of income so very effectively with all the carrier micro. This is the most efficient and best carrier micro so far on the channel. Stork is another breed when it comes to carrier control. He's known among pros for his absolutely precise and smart carrier control. The only thing that's been haunting him is losing observers to raids and Goliaths, and the carriers getting pretty much caught unprotected. For Burgersasu, 2,600 minerals, 4,000 gas. Most of the SCVs are on the minerals, so his income is not too bad. There goes the mass attack there from Stork, coming from the north, entering. EMPs on the carriers, dodges with some, forced to retreat as the tanks in the back are destroying those gateway units with ease. Now he's on the hunt. He's on the hunt, pushing forward extremely aggressively. Carriers leave the fight. Dragoons stay in the fight because there's no tanks to hit them. Although the tanks have unsieged and do arrive on the scene right about now. Stork is in trouble. He's losing the fights now. He's losing the fights. Also, Burgersasu rebuilding his SCVs, now back on 61, soon 63. And Stork hasn't really built any probes for the last 50 minutes or something? Yeah, the 12 o'clock base is now finally and definitively gonna get destroyed. Although Stork is gonna try to save this top corner there. No, he's not. No, he's not. He is not. He's giving up on this proxy base. Burgersasu is finally in the strongest position he's been in his entire game, because with this proxy base dead and gone, all he has to do is go for the main base attack. Stork also getting supply blocked by losing some pylons. But the hillside carrier micro is just absolutely destroying him. Look at them. You cannot even see the carriers. Well, now you can, because he's forced to play away from the hill. But he's pushing Burgersasu away from that 12 o'clock base, hunting him down. Yeah, those raids are just, they don't stand a chance against those Corsairs. The Corsairs in the mix are just too damn strong. Gets the Observer. There's another Observer in the mix though, but he can't find it. Can't snipe it. And there's a huge gateway army here waiting in the choke. So during all that carrier dancing, he built a pretty strong gateway army. Now it's time to kill those units on the middle. Sieging up, gonna try to kill as much as he can. Corsairs getting, oh, disruption webs coming down. Raids cloaking up. Running away. Run away! He's gonna have to run really fast. Come on, Forest, run. Run, Forest, run. I mean, with the carriers in the air chasing you down, it's just impossible to get away. It's just impossible to escape. Large Goliath army there in the front, but a lot of gateway units in the mix. Dragoons are pretty damn strong against the Goliaths. Tanks are sieging up there in the back. Does he have disruption webs? Yes, he does. Not a lot, but a couple of them coming down. Goliaths stepping out of the way. Carriers in the air, Race in the back. Oh, he cannot afford Valkyries. He's low on gas. Oh, Burgersasu is in trouble now. Oh, so many disruption webs coming down. This is a beautiful sight to behold. Beautiful sight to behold. Storms on everything he can. Oh, this is beautiful, immaculate, precise control. Coming down from Stork. Oh yeah, baby, look at this. Carriers hanging in the front door. Burgersasu low on gas, having trouble producing. Stork, on the other hand, not really producing anything at all at the moment, although now he's macroing up a large gateway army. Observers getting taken down. Oh, the raids, can they do the job in time? No, they can't. No, they can't. Most of the raids have been taken down. Burgersasu on dangerously low supply. He's gonna have to put all of his SCVs back on the gas pretty damn fast, because he's burning through that gas faster than Europe is right now. Faster than Europe is right now. The prices are too damn high, but he comes in. There's pretty much nothing that can attack the air. Burgersasu is so broke on gas, he's building vultures because they are minerals. They only cost minerals. Oh yeah, Burgersasu bit off more than he could chew with killing all those workers earlier on, going for the gamble, and the gamble not working out. Although now we've got this lockdown saving the day. Or are they? We just see 3-4 lockdowns. Most of the carriers out of the air. Valkyries entering the battle. 3 carriers left in the air. Looks like Burgersasu gonna save his own hide here. Although gateway army for the tech switch coming across the map. A huge conga line of Zealots and Dragoons coming right across, entering the base, and they're gonna put up quite a fight against those tanks. Tanks are gonna have to defend as hard as they can. The disruption webs once again on the tanks. Valkyries not doing enough damage to kill the carriers. Carriers staying alive for longer than they should, and the carriers are gonna come out of lockdown very soon. And I need a drink. I need a drink. Okay, we're back in it. We're back in the fight. Oh yeah, Stork is running Burgersasu over. Burgersasu is still struggling with the gas. He's put more SCVs on the gas this time around. Zealot, oh, this Zealot there almost killed the SCVs with a tank shot. That got very, very close. That could have destroyed Burgersasu. That could have destroyed Burgersasu. So the carriers are gone. Some carriers being rebuilt back at home. He only has 2 Stark gates. Gonna have to build more of them. He's building another. He's building Stargates where? Right here. He's gonna build everything in base. He's killing the Star hordes with his units here in the corner. One tank that rolls up to the top corner is gonna try to kill them. Units coming from the front door as well. Got a lot of tanks and mines are in the front. No detection for the mines there though. So the mines are gonna do a pretty good job in killing those units. Well, maybe not, because the mines are now gone. And Dragoons are killing as much as they can from a distance. Stork is controlling like a madman. Look at him go. Trying to get the most out of these Dragoons while they're here. Yeah, Burgersasu is literally losing his base. Not quickly, kind of slowly, but he's losing his base. From this position that Burgersasu is in, recovering is going to be so damn difficult, but at least his gas is back in order. His gas is back in order. So we do have some carriers hanging there in the back, 4 of them in total. It's largely gateway units. Mines in the front. He does have an observer there in the back, but it's hiding, very effectively hiding, in the corner, on the side. Zealous triggering the mines, observers in the air, so yes, he does have some observers for the mines. He does have some observers for the mines. And yeah, by now, Burgersasu has enough tanks, to make sure that these gateway units are not gonna kill him. He's survived for long enough, he's recovered, he's in a pretty good position, honestly. And Stork burning through his minerals. Stork now below 7,000 minerals. It did take him about 20 minutes to burn through all those minerals he had saved up. And he still has 6,300 left. So it might take another 10 minutes before he is all the way down in the dumps, broke as can be. Broke as can be. I gotta watch my words now with the monetization. Although it's not a lot of money coming in, to be honest. Not a lot of money with the advertisements. So trying to clear out the sides, but not having... Did he just find the rates over the wall? That's insane. So he's finding a good spot to shoot across the wall. Very nicely done. Balling up his units on the middle. Growing his bank a little bit as well. He's got about 6 targets here back at home now. So yeah, he's in a pretty good spot at the moment. A bunch of gateways as well. More than you would assume could fit into this base. But they're all here. Scans coming down by Burgersasu. Scans this nice little top corner. Scans the middle. Some pretty good information on hand for Burgersasu. Also slowly pushing forward with the mines, the tanks, and the vultures. He's replacing the raids with Valkyries now. I think he should have done that long ago. Comes from the top corner. Observers and carriers. Like, why fight in the front? You can fight in the top corner where there's only Valkyries that can defend. Got some storms ready to kill the Valkyries as well. Dragoons there as well to assist. Valkyries hitting the interceptors. Gonna try to snipe them. Like, the bad thing about Valkyries is that you cannot really carrier micro against Valkyries, because look at those Valkyrie rockets just returning to the carriers every single time the interceptors return to the carriers. It's a lot of damage being done by just putting those Valkyries on hold position. Stork pushing forward aggressively. He's feeling funky. Got 9 of them at the moment there on the top corner. We don't have a lot of units there from Burgersasu, so he can't move into the middle because there's a large gateway army waiting for him. But he also doesn't have a lot of Valkyries in the air here to defend. But yeah, the carriers are slowly losing their shields and their HP. So the Valkyries are doing their job at the moment. Now the frontal attack. Not happening yet. Not happening yet. EMP, although the shields were already gone, EMP is still pretty nice to hit. Valkyries on the chase. Gonna have to storm them, but they do run away in time. Hits a little bit of those Valkyries. Now frontal attack happening. Storming on the tanks. Pretty effective push. Carriers coming back to the front. Gonna kill as much as he can. Return. Oh, Valkyries on the chase. Gonna micro backwards while attacking the Valkyries. Really good carrier micro. Really good carrier micro. Most of them are still alive. Lost 2 of them, but the other 7 are pretty damn low HP. They have been hurt quite badly over time so far during this long exchange. But Burgersasu is still standing. We're only almost 70 minutes in. And like, look at how effective the carriers are. Stork was just on 6,000 minerals before the carriers arrived. But ever since they arrived, he's been growing back to 11,000. The carrier micro just allows you to save up so much money while you're using them. Carriers are too damn strong. Comes out the bottom side. He killed all the turrets here on the top side. Now it's time to kill them on the bottom side. Temples are waiting for the Valkyries, but the Valkyries are too far away for the storms to even reach them. Entering the middle. It's gonna go for it. Small gateway army lying in wait. Carrier's just gonna keep killing units trying to leave. Gonna keep killing units trying to leave. And the Valkyries are hunting though. All they need is 5 seconds to kill those carriers. 5 seconds is enough, but he only finds 3, so they stay alive. Like barely though. Look at them, they're all red HP. They're almost all completely dead and gone, except this one. It's the only one that's still somewhat healthy. You're back at home though, got 4 more carriers flying across to reinforce the 5 already here. 6, make it 6, so it's going to be 10 carriers, and he's going to once again attack from the top side. Once again, attack from the top side. And Burgersasu is lying in wait. He's waiting for Stork to come attack him. Let's kill those turrets on the top side again, and bait those Valkyries out of position, storm them, and kill them with a Temple Dragoon carrier mix. Oh, but the Valkyrie rock, oh, the carrier is getting destroyed. Like, you seriously cannot carrier micro against Valkyries, because over time, the rockets will just keep eating away at those carriers. They will just keep eating and eating and eating away. And at some point, the carriers do lose all their HP, and then of course they do die. That's kind of how the game works. No HP, you die. So how is Stork gonna kill Burgersasu? How is he gonna do it? Or is Burgersasu gonna push across the map right here, right now? Although a lot of storms coming down. Pretty strong gateway army pushing forward. Tanks are trying their hardest, but there's not a lot of tanks here in the front. There's a lot of Valkyries though, ready to defend against the carriers, but we have a small carrier army here, regrouping. It's 8 of them. 3 more in production. Gateway army is keeping Burgersasu contained to the confines of his base, although he's trying to inch into the middle now, trying to take over control of this game, as he's tried for the past 71 minutes, time and time and time again. Can he do it? Pushing forward. Carriers on the hunt. Valkyries in the back. Interceptor's gonna hit those carriers pretty damn hard. Shield's already almost gone on the frontal ones. Burgersasu now pushing across though. Burgersasu is pushing across. This looks pretty damn strong. With the Valkyries in the game, the carrier micro simply less effective. Still effective, but no longer as effective as against the raids. Still dancing back and forth. Vessel in the front against an EMP, but on the wrong carriers. On the wrong carriers. Those carriers already had no shields. Valkyries hanging all the way in the back. And, oh, carrier goes down to the Valkyrie rockets. Like they're just hanging there. Oh, going for the target fire on the carriers. Who's gonna win? Valkyrie or carrier? Carriers are retreating. Trying to micro a little bit. One more carrier goes down. Trying to pick off those Valkyries in the air. Not sure what's happening. There's so many particles going all over the place. So still 8 carriers in the mix. Getting some Arbiters now as well. Arbiter finished up. He's got 3 of them. Might become a stasis fiesta on these units on the middle here. Microing on the hill. Carriers. Going for the target fire there with the Valkyries. The carriers do magically stay alive. Look at this one with almost no HP. 2 of them almost no HP at all. Look at them, it's almost dead. How does he keep that alive? Okay, now they're all going down there though, because more Valkyries arrived and they are target firing on the carriers, though they do some advanced scouting in the front there. There's a large gateway army. It's gonna try to push across. Can he kill this army here on the middle? Valkyries coming in once again. Tanks and Goliaths look to be winning the fight at the moment. Still dancing there, dancing back and forth on the hill. And somehow Stork kills pretty much all the tanks. Pretty much all the tanks dead and gone. It's pretty much only Goliaths remaining at the scene. Tanks are being built back at home. Burgersasu once again killed his workers. He's on 41. So this is going to be the 10th time? Well, the 6th time that he's going to kill all his workers on the minerals and the gas. And pray to the gods above that he has enough money to sustain him to a win. That his army is going to be strong enough to win the game. Yeah, Stork, 10,000 minerals. Without a nexus. Without a main nexus. On 53 probes. He's been hanging in there. With no drops. And a small economy. But interceptors so damn cheap. Using his... Oh no. Recall. So this is how Stork is gonna win the game. He snuck those arbiters all the way across the map. Gonna recall right on top of the command center. Gets right in there. And he's gonna absolutely obliterate the backside. Gets the storm up on the SCVs. Only 5 left alive. Burgersasu is in trouble. Arbiters made their way across. Double recall on everything. They're in the front. Oh, good lord. He's gonna go for a one last Hail Mary final attack. Gonna try to end the game. The carriers are lying in wait in the back. The goons are also there in the back, waiting to strike. There's only 4 carriers there, though. Who is gonna kill the other first? Who is gonna win the race? 2 carriers there on the side. Burgersasu trying to break through. Goliath's not that strong against Dragoons. He doesn't have scans. Kills the Arbiter, kills the Arbiter. That's good luck. Oh, good lord. He's losing the base. 2 SCVs left alive. He's getting supply blocked as well, so he cannot, in fact, build anything new. Stork finally got into it. Stork finally managed to deal a really hard-hitting blow. But can he still... Oh no, Dark Templars, no detection, no vessels, no scans. Dark Templars going to win the game. Stork has done it. There's nothing that can kill these Dark Templars. These Dark Templars are going to clear this all out. This is a GG. That's a GG. Dark Templars are absolutely tearing through all that hard, cold steel way too damn fast. Way too damn fast. The Valkyries are in the air, but they can't do shit against those Dark Templars. And now here back at home. He's trying to rebuild what he can with the little supply space that he has. But as soon as something spawns, it gets taken down by those Zealots and those Templars and those Dragoons. And that's GG. Burgersasu loses after 1 hour and 16 minutes. 76 minutes in total for this one epic back and forth between Stork and Burgersasu. 2 legends. 1 legend of the fastest map and 1 legend of the normal maps. And that really was an epic battle. But we still have 1 more game to go. Between these 2, or maybe 3 more games, or 2 more games, let's just hop into the next game, okay? See how that one's going to turn out. Stork against Burgersasu. So let me just do the images again. And there they are. Fastest Gosu against Starcraft Legend. Game number 2. Is Burgersasu going to make himself... crawl himself back in the game by getting a win against the legendary Starcraft god Stork? Or is he gonna lose? Ooh. What's it gonna be? What is it gonna be? Okay. Game number 2. We have red against blue. Burgersasu here on the blue Terran. And yet again, cross map situation. Stork on the red Protoss. What is Stork gonna throw at Burgersasu? How is he gonna try to win? And what is Burgersasu gonna try to do to make himself come back into this game and hopefully win this set? That's what Burgersasu is hoping for. Whereas Stork, of course, hoping for the sweep, the 2-0 victory. Barracks, supply depot barracks there from Burgersasu. Stork going for 7 pylon, 9 gateway. actually more a 2v2, 3v3 build order. But maybe Stork is gonna make this work out really nicely, because he does have the control, does have the skills to maybe make this a success. Who knows? Who knows? Triple barracks there from Burgersasu. And Stork still on 2 gateways. Might get number 3. Might get a Nexus. Not sure what he's going to do here. Not sure what he's going to do. It's 2 gateways so far. And he's going to go for a gas. He's scouting the map, going for the middle spawns. Nope, he's going right all the way across. So middle spawn, and then it goes across. Burgersasu scouting the middle itself, and then going to the location Stork just scouted. Gets found by the Stork. And the Stork man retreats. Burgersasu starting his gas. No academy on the way yet. Stork getting a cyber core in pylon number 3. Okay. So Zealot is moving across the map, and Zealot number 2 there following not too far behind. So yeah, this... I'm glad to see some early action. Because the previous game, we didn't get a lot of early action. It was just kind of like the first 15 minutes. Not much was happening, but after that, we had a huge slobber knocker of back and forth non-stop battling between these two. So Stork has some pretty good Zealot micro, but knows that he can't fight against 6 Marines with Zealot micro. That's just pure insanity. So pulling back into the middle a little bit. Got Academy on the way there for Burgersasu. Gas, of course, finished up. Stork going for a pylon in the corner. That's going to be a Citadel of a Dune in the corner. Hiding it away from those prying eyes. He's going to try to Dark Templar cheese him. He's on triple gateway now. 1 gateway still warping in. And is Burgersasu going to go for the fast engineering bay, or is he going to try to counter push with Marine medic fireback? What I do know is it's going to be close fight, with Stork effectively trying to cheese himself to a victory here. Command center on the way, they're in the back for Burgersasu. He's going to get supply blocked for a little while because he's not building a supply depot. He's probably not expecting a lot of aggression. Temple's Archive being warped in there for Stork, getting Dragoon range as well, and 1 Dragoon being mixed into the mix. Marine range on the way there for Burgersasu. Still no engineering bay. Still no engineering bay. Supply block at the moment. Marine stimming into the middle, but the Zealot's already left. Zealot's already left. Temple's Archive almost finished up. Forge on the way there for Stork. Stork is racing against time. Right here. Although Burgersasu decides against attacking because he got supply blocked. So I do think Burgersasu kind of hurt himself a little bit, not building the supply depot on time, getting an engineering bay, but Dark Templars are already being built. Will he be on time? That's Dragoons and Zealots waiting to move across the map. Dragoon range almost finished up. No Templar, no Zealot speed on the way. Gonna get with number 4, getting some cannons in the back as well. Stork gonna try to run Burgersasu over, and the fact Burgersasu was supply blocked actually does mean he has about, I'd say, 5 to 6 less Marines than before. Stork going for the attack, but there's Dragoon range and Bunker range with Marine range. Great combination. Trying to push him back. No turrets in the front. Engineering bay finished up at the back. Dark Templars moving across the map. Turrets not yet being built. Does have a scan. He does have a scan. Let's keep the scan selected to see if he uses the scan on something up. Oh no, he scanned the base. Turret is on the way. Turret is on the way. He sees the Dark Templars. No turrets. Oh god, the timing of that scan was absolutely terrible, and Burgersasu knows it. Bolting turrets are in the back, gonna try to stay alive, but now we've got a frontal attack happening as well. There's nothing here to defend the front. Marines are running away back home, running towards the turret, but losing so many of his Marines to really good Dark Templar control. Burgersasu just... Oh no. I think this is it, boys. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I think Stork just teased his way to a really, really good build order win against Burgersasu, who screwed up pretty bad with the supply block and the very slow engineering bay, the very slow turrets as well. He was just not expecting it to go like this. The one scan being used exactly as the Templars came in was absolute disaster. He's trying to defend with the bunker, but the bunker is getting taken down. Bunker number 2 finishes up, but the Marines can't get in. They do get in, but there's nothing there to repair that bunker because it's pretty much walled off. Oh yeah, that's GG. Burgersasu loses game number 2, and Stork gets himself a 2-0 victory after about 80 or 90 minutes of fighting. Oh boy. That was a big, big best of 3. That's arguably the longest best of 3 I've ever cast in my life. Ever. And probably will ever, never ever cast such a long replay again. But oh boy, I kind of enjoyed myself. We're almost 90 minutes in. Stork against the Burger Boy, the Burgersasu, the poster boy. Couldn't quite beat Stork, the Stark of Legend. Stark of Legend managed to pull off the victory, even though it most certainly wasn't easy. Both players played their hearts out. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Long one, I know. But you know, sometimes you gotta do those very long games because the names in the game are just too damn great. See you soon, everyone. And I have nothing left to say, I guess. So yeah, just see you soon. I'm terrible at ending the videos.